All right, guys, we are back, and I am joined here by Will, replacing Crip for the final game of the day. Will is one of the fantastic Toronto players who you guys have been watching this week. Would you have like a bit of an introduction for yourself? What do you enjoy in Hearthstone? What kind of stuff do you normally bring?
So I really like the combo decks. Cool. The original Patron Warrior was like probably what I like to play the
With
most.
the charge and dropping? And
Yeah. The Warsong Commander.
Yeah.
Then they took that away, so I
Feels
became
bad.
a mid-range Hunter Scrub. And now I'm happy Miracle's back. That's
Oh, you like the rogue?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the finals, we are going to be watching Soudermad, who we just saw in the semifinals, versus Underbite. We have not seen any games from Underbite, I think, so far. Maybe he was streamed one of the earlier rounds, but he's definitely flown under the radar a bit, but he has been slaying many people. In this match, we have Soudermad playing Warrior, Rogue, and Hunter, and his Mage was banned.
Yeah, and Underbite's playing Shaman, Warlock, and Warrior with his Priest band.
Yep.
Do you know what Underbite's Priest is?
No, and I mean, Soudermad must have some idea because he banned it. And generally, the Priest is one of like the weaker decks in the lineup. You would think like ban the Shaman, Warlock, or Warrior, right? Although we did see Soudermad has consistently farmed Shamans. That is almost what his lineup is just designed to kill. Last series was 3-0 against Shaman, just a clean sweep, didn't even really look that close.
With Rogue and Hunter, he's sweeping Shamans?
Yeah.
I saw, okay. All right.
Well, yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if that continues, right? I do know, having spoken to Soudermad a bit, that this is actually his first LAN event that he's ever played in. And he's like 7-0 or 8-0 at this point, so he's feeling really good.
The beginner's luck is strong. And, of course, the top deck Fiery War Axe.
Yep.
Yeah, this proves that Souderman is the good Warrior player, for sure.
This is a great hand for the Warrior, too. We have, like, Ravaging Ghoul, just some nice tempo, can pick things up. The Harrison Jones for later.
Yeah, Harrison Jones is one of the key cards in this matchup, right? Because there's, like, the Shaman just puts out so much damage that if you can't stem the Rock Fighter or the Doomhammer, you just get crushed.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's two-sided with the Harrison, right? You not only stop their damage, you also get your whole deck. And that's huge. Like, Warriors have so little card draw, and suddenly 6 more fill up your hand.
And a deck full of executes and slams and like cheap removal is just even better than most.
I mean, the Ravaging Ghoul, it's awesome here. It's trading well. Get the second War Axe in play. Ooh, even better.
Yeah, I really like the Korkarn. I feel like it's the spirit of the Tempo Warrior deck is being way more aggressive than people go for. And Korkarn is kind of like one of the key components of that.
So we actually just got information that these guys have in fact played before. They played in day 1, which was the Swiss bracket, and Soudermad defeated Underbite with a 4-3 in a best of 7.
Yeah, well, that was without bans.
Yes.
So I don't know. So then Souderman would remember Underbite's Priest.
Yeah, probably right.
And that's probably why he banned with that.
And that was a really close series, obviously, to go 4-3 in their set. So.
Well, and this is interesting, right? Because the ban can really upset that. Like that can really.
Yep, definitely. I mean, that final game, right? You're kind of picking like what class is in that final game then. We were saying about Korkron, and I think Korkron kind of like replaces the Deathbite a bit, where you need that 4 damage on turn 4, right? And so suddenly you have an ability to do that.
Well, and there's so many 2-attack minions now that it's just so good to be a 4-3.
Yep, a lot of 2-3s like Flame Juggler, the Wolves, any of like the Cthulhu cards, the 2-3s.
Even the Bloodhoof Brave, like you can hit the front end and then get rid of the back end some other way.
Yeah, definitely. So, Big Boy coming into play.
Yeah, well, I mean, this Slam Execute looks pretty straightforward.
Yep, you can even get the Acolyte down after.
Yeah, it's a shame that this Korkarn is just going to die to the Squire, but the 4 face damage is not irrelevant, right?
Wow, there's going to be so many cards drawn next turn. So you play Acolyte, your Acolyte's going to get to hit something, and then you Ravaging Ghoul it.
Well, I guess Underbite has the option of Flame Tonguing using the Flame Tongue and have the Squire kill the 1-3. If you're really scared of drawing cards, maybe that is the better play. Like if you're really scared of Soudermad, like getting a full grip.
This looks really good for Soudermad. I mean, you pretty much expect the Doomhammers coming into play next turn, right? There's no other momentum in the Shaman's hand.
Yeah.
And then the counter's going to come out. There's still like enough HP left to toy around with here where you're not really at risk right away.
So Soudermad might even burn cards. Like if you do You're drawing 2 cards this turn. Yeah, this is a lot of card draw. But of course, as all players know, burning cards is not actually a problem unless you have fatigue. So yeah, Soudermad should definitely burn 2 cards to draw full grip if it comes to that.
So this turn actually kind of sets up the Flame Tongue, right? It doesn't really kill anything. Well, I killed the 1/1, but the Flame Tongue would still get full value here. I'm wondering if you would pass on the Doomhammer opportunity. I guess not now.
Yeah.
That kind of seals the deal, right? There's even an Armor Smith on the board, so there's no way you're going to trade through on those creatures.
It just makes it so hard. Like if you regain board control, you're putting the opponent, like giving them health and putting them even more far away.
Yeah, to me this is no-brainer. You Doomhammer and you hope for the best, right? But
yeah. I mean, you're at the point where if the Harrison exists, you lose, right? So I think you might as well get it over with earlier rather than later.
He's thinking, though. I mean, he's thinking of showing some restraint here, and obviously that is the better play given what we can see.
So does this change anything? You go
kill the
Flame
Armor
Tongue,
Smith.
kill the Armor Smith, Lightning Bolt. I guess.
That's all right. I mean,
play.
you're not really getting into momentum is the problem, right? Like, the Warrior's still at 27, so.
Yeah. That Soudermad is going to leave the solitary Flame Tongue totem, which kind of feels bad.
Yeah, it's lonely
like,
when it's just on its own, right?
Yeah. Horse Rider might change that, but I don't know if that's Underbite's style. Maybe he's like bringing the more aggressive Shaman.
Seems good. Not a lot of outs to the situation for the Shaman.
No. Like, even without this Harrison Jones, that Frothing Berserker is really ugly, right? How do you...
Yeah, I mean, you can't even really kill the taunt. You can do Totem, get Spell Power, and Lava Burst it, or you could Abusive the Flame Tongue Totem and then Lava Burst it. But either way, you're left with the Frothing.
I mean, spending an Abusive on the Flame Tongue and the Lava Burst to kill the 2/6 is definitely a winning play.
All right, Spell Power.
Wow,
that was so good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you just leave the Frothing up, right? Like, there's not much you can do.
No.
Not at all.
Well,
so, if you're Soudermad here, do you want to draw cards? Do you want... Oh, well, okay. You don't want it to draw cards bad enough to damage your own Frothing Berserker.
Yeah, you were thinking attack the Spell Power?
Yeah,
I mean,
and then
that actually seems
you
kinda
draw
reasonable.
2 cards, and like the Flame Tongue alone doesn't do anything. Like
Yep.
so it's pretty safe to leave up.
Well, I mean, there's no way to handle the Cairn. Warriors are at 27.
Are we going to see the good old Doomhammer slap the Frothing Berserker?
Take 13 face damage real quick.
I mean, you kind of have to, right? Like, do you... And then you either Flame Tongue or abuse the Wrath of Air Totem.
Oh,
like
we're only going to hit it once. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, no. Like twice would be... Well, that's how you win, right? You show no fear. You just like...
double face tank.
Yeah,
that's the way to
exactly.
go, right? All right.
This is going to be very shortly over.
That belongs in a museum. Second Armor Smith picks up a taunt.
Oh, look, a Grom and an Activator for the Grom. 2 Activators. Okay.
This is a really nice Tempo Warrior deck. Has like all the correct pieces. He had just enough card draw to keep it up.
Yep. The one card that I'm always wondering why they run it is the Karn. It doesn't seem really all that tempo-y, right? Like, Korokron and Karn don't seem like they belong kind of in the same deck. Like, one of them is way more proactive, and Karn's like, all right, I'm just going to sit here and like do my thing.
I think it's because a lot of the time the Tempo Warrior plays Varian,
Right.
the 10 mana, and then like just getting random stuff. I actually tried Sogoth. Do you know that card?
Yeah, so got Slitter.
Yeah, so it's a 9 mana, 5/9 with taunt that is untargetable by spells and hero power. And I tried that in a Tempo Warrior. It's actually pretty good. You Varian it out, and suddenly there's this enormous taunt that your opponent has no way to kill.
If you're playing against Rogue, they're just going to cry.
Yeah, it's really good against
Sweet Rogue tiers.
against Priest as well.
Because they don't really have minions, right?
Yeah, they have no like minions that can do 9 damage, and then they can't use their spells on it, which is really
they need
fun.
like triple excavated evil. Like it's.
Although then I had the
bright
bright idea. I was playing Priest, and I was like, well, I'll just use Sogoth and Priest. It's clearly a good card. And then they Sylvanas and stole it from me. I was like, oh, I lose to my own card.
Yeah, you saw that in the last prelims, right? There was there was this battle between Like, the only way one of the players could win was by maintaining the Sogoth, and then the other person, like, shield slammed it and then beat him with his own Slogoth.
Yeah, it's just that thing that you can't deal with on the board. Anyways, so Soudermad is up 1 game over Underbite. He's with the Hunter next. Underbite again choosing the Shaman. And as I said, Soudermad's just, this is his whole day, right, is killing Shamans. He just beat the last one 3-0.
So the Warrior, I understand. That makes perfect sense, right? It's a deck that's, like, well-tuned.
Yep.
I'm really interested to see how Hunter's going to beat a Shaman.
Yeah. He does seem to play double Unleash.
Yeah,
I think that
I'm
has
sure
quite
that
a bit
helps.
to do with it, yeah. Also see the Carrion Grub, which is one of the new Beast cards, I believe.
So are you a fan of keeping Unleash here?
I actually don't play Unleash in my Hunters, but I tend to lose to Shamans. So I am happy to learn something from Soudermad, having crushed many Shaman dreams in this tournament.
Yeah, like, keeping the Unleash with 2 3-drops. I mean, I know it's not really a 3-drop, but still, like, your early game doesn't look all that great, right?
He actually played it on turn 3 against the Shaman last time. He just got 2 Hounds and killed the Spell Power Totem. He has like some freezing traps and stuff as well to maintain tempo.
Yeah, Unleash the Hounds and the Freezing Trap work well together, right? Because then you can just clear all the stuff that you don't want frozen.
Yep.
Just ensure that you get a good... Yep.
Worst Beast.
So what do you do here? That Ancestral Knowledge looks terrible. But do you really want to spend a removal spell and a swing from your Golem to kill this Leok?
And if you weren't overloaded, the Argent Horse Ride would be great. But
yeah, but then Totem Golem would be, like, even more OP.
I guess we're trying to figure out, like, how we develop something next turn.
I mean, if you're rolling a Totem, if you get the 1/1, it's not worse. I guess you have to Ancestral Knowledge, even though it's the saddest turn. You can't Faceless. He's going to have 2 mana next turn, right? So you can... He's got a bunch of removal spells.
Well, he leaves the Leok in play anyways. And I mean, that's going to come back to haunt him with these double Unleash later, I feel like. Suddenly that Unleash is looking a lot better.
Yeah.
I would kind of favor removing the Totem Golem because your opponent just drew cards.
So with Quickshot or with Fire or with Eagle Hornbow?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, so the Quickshot lets you develop the bat.
Has to be the better play, right?
Well, the bow lets you keep the weapon next turn. I think that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah. I like that. You've got your 3-1 ready.
I guess one of the downsides to this was next turn you could have played like a 3 mana, like the Carrion Grub plus the 1 mana card.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, because he has a lot of 3 mana cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, using your mana is definitely a consideration. So, do you...
Oh, man. The Shaman's life is pretty terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, it is so awkward.
Just Lightning Bolt the Leok and Abusive Nothing. You can still... still play the 4-drop next turn.
Oh,
wow.
not even.
So he's going for the Doomhammer next turn then. He doesn't want to overload.
That makes sense. I mean, the Lightning Bolt would have left the Flight and Reef up, which is also a pretty good play. But if there's Hunter's Mark, you basically lose, right?
Yeah. I have to imagine he's playing Hunter's Mark with double Unleash.
Yeah. And if he wants to farm Shamans, that's how you do it.
Yeah. All right, this is a really strong position for the Hunter now. When you have that Death Rattle in play, suddenly your Beast Energy becomes better.
Yeah, like, it's really hard to deny Beast Energy from that Wolf, right?
Yeah, that Wolf was a really powerful addition to their toolkit. And I think, like, stat-wise, it's not the greatest. It's roughly a 5/5, and you have to trigger a Death Rattle. But the fact that you're getting all these beasts, that's the important part.
Yeah.
Then you can use Hound Master, you can use Kill Command.
You can use Ram Wrangler.
Yeah.
It's a guarantee. It's a 4-drop that guarantees a Ram Wrangler, basically.
I think the quality of Beast went up a bit from Ram Wrangler, too.
I think it did. Yeah.
We lost Gazrilla, but we gained the 8/8.
Well,
and then
I'm pretty sure you want Gezrilla.
Yeah, but that one's not in Standard anymore.
Yeah,
that was the best, right? But there's like a bunch of just mid-range creatures, like the Wolf or the Huge Toad even. Like, these creatures are reasonable.
So is this Faceless and, like, just play OP cards and hope they get you there? Apparently, that's the play.
You set up lethal pretty quickly. Next turn, you can actually play your full set of damage except the charge.
So he's got 18, Horse Rider 20. He's got 20 damage in hand.
So you can't play the Horse Rider next turn.
Yeah, no, but like
yeah.
across 2 turns, he has...
In 2 turns, he has guaranteed lethal. with the second attacks of the Doomhammer.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 18 right now.
Yeah, so Soudermad has to be... He has to both be fast enough to deal 20 damage in 2 turns and to kill the 7/7.
The only play I see to survive here is a quick shot and you trade both. I think every other play you die.
You have to trade both.
And then you're like not pushing much damage, which feels really terrible.
Yeah, because you still need to do that 20 damage to kill him.
You can unleash the Hound for 1, or you can choose to use the Eagle Horn Bow.
Wow. This is not a pretty situation.
So if you unleash the Hound for 1, you actually save the 2/5 from dying. You throw the Hound in.
Apparently he doesn't like his 2/5 very much.
All right, he is alive this turn.
Yeah. He pushed some damage.
Okay, so yeah, there's 18, right? So Shaman's about 4 damage off, which means just the Doomhammer hits next turn would be enough.
Yeah, so I think you want to Rock Biter this turn just to play around some taunts.
I agree.
And because, the spell is completely ignored, right? So then you probably also want to Horse Rider, but I'm not so sure about that. Like maybe Flame Juggler or Totem Golem is like enough pressure, right?
Yeah, either way, I agree playing the creatures this turn is better.
Yeah.
And then we save the spells for next turn for the kill. Hunter basically needs Houndmaster, and I think it's the only card that saves him, right?
Houndmaster does save him. That's only 8 damage. If you roll Spell Power, not even that. Oh, wow. That's some spicy tech right there.
It's a big card, but he is dead this game.
Yeah, I don't know if 10 mana cards are great against Shaman.
Well, he stole 1 win from the Shaman, but I think you're sad to see this get by when this is normally what you've been farming. It's going to leave a Warlock and a Warrior from Underbite. Soudermad's going through the options here. He doesn't know that he's dead, so of course you want to play as long as you could.
I mean, the only play to win here is the Highmane, right? Where that's the only thing that kills him next turn.
Yeah, you only live by 1 on board.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna go. He's gonna clear some for sure. All right, double Unleash the Hounds. I can see why you cut it. It's not doing all that much work in this game.
No, not as 2 of them. I think it's really great if the board was taken by the Shaman, but the Hunter had such a good opening curve. Shaman never had more than 2 creatures. Wow. Yeah, very dead. Very dead.
Very much over lethal
from spells on its own.
Oh, and he's showing him the spells too. He's like, don't worry about it. Like, it wasn't close.
Ties it up 1-1. So that means Soudermad has to win with Hunter and Rogue against Warlock and Warrior.
I think it looks pretty good for Soudermad. Like, the Hunter has a fair matchup against both decks.
I think it's just nice to see opposites kind of collide there, right, where neither of them is playing the same stuff at the end, right?
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
Yeah. The Rogue also looks like it's pretty good. Like, whether it's Reno or Zoo, it's favored against both Warlocks, and it's favored against Warrior. I mean, Rogue is the kind of deck where it depends who you ask. People are going to be like, it's totally favored, and then other people are going to be like, no, my
Unless
deck is
it's
favored
Pirate
over
Warrior.
Rogue, right?
If it's Pirate Warrior,
then you
I think
are
you're in
a
trouble.
Complete dog in that matchup.
Yeah, then it's really bad.
Yeah. After being in the receiving end of 6/3 Arcanite Reapers, you realize how terrible it is. You just get demolished.
All right, so he's playing the Hunter again, and he got the Warlock. I feel like the Hunter is probably better against the Warrior, to be honest, because he has the Zoth in it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it does go over the top.
Yeah, his top end is really huge.
Although those double Unleash are going to be great here.
Really good starting hand from the Warlock. Hunter also had a 1-drop, so nobody can really complain here. It seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah, Soudermad's going to need to pick up some follow-up, though. Like, just these spells are not going to do all that much. So you like the double Squire over... I think the double Squire is the best, right? Because you're sort of denying the 2 damage. If you're playing Voidwalker, you can run the Fire Bat into the Voidwalker and then actually kill it.
So you could have done Voidwalker Squire, right?
Yeah. But double Squire is better because of that.
Yeah, I like the double Squire.
What do you do here? You press the button and pass.
This is terrible,
right?
yeah. Yeah, I think you pass. You wait for Unleash the Hounds, because your hand is all spells.
Yeah. Well, that Hunter's Mark has Sea Giant's name written on it, but...
This board is just all Unleash the Hounds, isn't it? Everything at 1 health.
Yeah. And that's not the 3-drop he's looking for.
Preferably not Huffer.
Leok is not the worst, really. Just having the 4 health puts it above Huffer.
Yeah, those 4 health 3-drops seem to be really consistent at the moment in a number of matchups, like the Frothing Berserker, the Gang Boss.
Yep.
And then we also see the Councilman 5 health, and that just feels impossible to kill, doesn't it?
Yeah, and Bren is also pretty hard to kill.
Yep.
And really scary, right? Because then you're thinking of all the possible battle cries in your head, and you're like,
there's a lot of them.
What is going to crush me this turn? Unleash again would have been amazing.
Oh, it would have been so good. He even had Leok.
Yeah. But I'm guessing he's going to develop the bow here, right? Like you kill the 1/1 and then kill the 2/1 with a bow.
My question is, can he make the Sea Giant not playable? He killed 2 and he gets another creature with the Gang Boss, right?
If you kill 2, no, I don't think you can. Like you'd have to.
Yeah, if you kill 2 and he gets a creature, then the Giant's still 5, right?
Yeah.
So that would do it.
Oh, right, you're right.
This does not do it. Oh, wait, yes, it does. This is not getting one.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I kind of like that play, actually. The Gang Boss was going to kill the Leok.
Yeah. And it was going to spawn like an endless parade of 1/1s. But on the other hand, if you're in the mindset that you need Unleash to win, you might not mind that the board is full of 1/1s, right?
Yeah, you also can't kill a Gang Boss with Unleash very well.
Yeah.
Oh, the Unleash. A Juggler Unleash.
The perfect value.
But there's no Juggler, sadly.
Wow.
That's pretty unfortunate.
Yeah.
So,
not what I was looking for.
I mean, like, bow Freezing Trap is good, except that they're all 1/1s. Right? You get the charge on the bow, you kill something, but...
yeah, but there's only so many things you can hit with the bow before you're dead.
Yeah.
And that Bilefin Hunter would be terrible to get frozen trapped.
Or
like,
Abusive Sergeant.
Yeah, the 1/1 with Taunt is really annoying.
Yeah.
Is this Yorumbo? You have to kill 2 things, right? You have to use the quick shot to kill something.
I mean, you couldn't consider going face here. I feel like you're really on the clock, and I might go face.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of is how badly do you need Unleash, right? If you think it's unwinnable without it, then you just...
He did prevent the Sea Giant there.
Yes.
Which was actually really huge. All right.
I'm not a huge fan. Well, I guess Juggler's all right. It's protected by the Void Walker. That ritual is kind of awkward too. Like when are you going to play it?
It's 1 damage beat down.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely farming shamans.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see. That's some shaman farmage right there. It will also definitely help in the warrior match, which is Underbite's last deck.
Yeah, I mean, I think Soudermad still looks pretty good for the series.
Yeah, me
like
too.
This, I don't know if Zoo was a particularly good matchup, but he can still pull it together. Is this lethal? This is 5/7 on the board. No. All right.
2 forbiddens. Clearly, it's more damage. You cannot quite play both Sea Giants. If you had 1 more mana, you could.
So, if you're Underbite, do you clear this Harrison? I think you have to, right? Like, if you...
I don't know. I mean, you're at 20. There's no way you die.
There's no way you die, but if you... I feel like Unleash Hunter's Mark. Oh, because you're playing the Sea Giant, right? Oh, you can play the Argus. Never mind. No, he's not playing the Argus. He's making me look dumb.
All right, I think I would consider trading because it drew the Argus, so you know, like, next turn you live no matter what, right? You taunt the 2 Sea Giants, and that's easy.
Yeah. Just play it safe with Zoo. Like, it's a deck that can grind a lot.
That was incorrect, right? He lost the Demon.
He lost it. Oh, right.
Demon always better than a Squire.
Yeah.
Actually, I think there's, like, no Demon synergy anymore, but I still like to think of Demons as better than normal creatures.
Maybe he runs the surprise Demon Wrath. It's not even that good in the Zoom era. Like, it's just a set. Wow.
Oh, that is not what you wanted.
Yeah, Soudermad's deck is telling him to concede.
Well played.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, it's going to come down to the Warrior from Underbite, which has to only win a single game. Soudermad has to beat the Warrior with Rogue and Hunter. I do think the Hunter has a really good shot against Warrior, though.
Yeah, and
seems like right
Rogue
there.
is favored too, right? So,
I mean, the Rogue seems harder to me. I think like that's a really close fight. Warrior's one of those classes that can actually get above the miracle turn, right?
Right.
And that's like most classes can't. We see N'Zoth Paladin just die to rogue consistently every
But
time.
they also can't deal with a concealed auctioneer, which
No,
is
they can't.
like
Yeah.
really the power.
play
behind
a
the deck,
creature
right?
and brawl and take the 50-50. Seems good.
Yeah, you're feeling lucky.
All right. I'm interested if you pick the Hunter again. I do feel like when you lose twice with a deck, you should normally switch, because otherwise you can get a little kind of grungy and tilted. But then it is also just kind of what the Hunter looks designed to beat. So
Yeah, I mean, Soudermad has probably played so much of this exact deck between today and yesterday that
comfortable,
it's,
yeah.
it's the Tempo Warrior.
I like the King's Elec a lot at the moment with like the N'Zoth in there.
Yeah, it's
Easy
really
joust.
good it's really good in the control matchups. Like King's Elec is this weird card because you win more in the matchups where it doesn't matter. Like you win more in matchups where they're like playing really fast.
Yep.
But I mean,
That was great.
This
Wow.
is a huge draw. Savannah Hyman has traditionally been the eater of warriors, and let's see if he can pull it off again here.
I mean, the best part is you got a 3-2 that's a beast as well, right? It was like, that King's Elec is worth it to play a 3-2 beast. And then you get the high main draw. Like, wow.
Roll the best card in your deck. All right, don't mind if I do.
This Hunter's Curve looks really nice. Warrior's Curve is also good. Ravaging Ghoul is going
Yeah.
to clear.
I really like that that Blood Joker play. Like it guarantees that the Elec dies, right? Or like it guarantees that this Ravaging Ghoul gets something.
So you could bat and quick shot. Oh, just snap.
Wow.
That's a lot of Leox.
Yeah. 3 for 3, right?
Yeah, something like that. Oh, he got a Misha at some point, but yeah.
Yeah, he's lucky that Call of the Wild is not random.
All right. So you could slam, and then he's not going to clear it.
Yeah, I mean, this feels pretty good. The
Whoa.
kill command would not be.
That
Kill
bear
command kinda
trap.
punishes you, but
Because you saw freezing the other game. I wonder if you play around freezing at the point when he plays it. And the mental game is definitely there. It's one of the things we haven't seen as much from Hunter since Mad Scientist was removed. Like that trap mind game of, oh, what is it? I have to think.
Yeah.
Nobody's really playing trap, so I'm happy to see like two different ones.
so I think bear trap is a pretty low variance trap. Like one of the problems with freezing trap is like it's either the best card in your deck or the worst card in your deck.
Yeah.
But bear trap is pretty consistent. Like you know it's a 3/3. You can play it on turn 2 and just get a bear. Like it feels like it's a lot less situational than all the other traps.
I think the thing I don't like about bear trap is your opponent kind of has to walk into it, right?
Right.
Some of the other traps, like freezing trap, it always works, whereas bear trap is like, all right, if he doesn't actually just hit me, then yeah, he's playing around freezing. There's no way he wants to lose that taunt, right?
Yeah.
And that trap was huge there. It completely saved his Leox life that turn.
And do you now play the freezing trap and you're like, JK?
I like the wolf. Your wolf bat. Next turn you got a high main. You're almost like ignoring what the warrior plays.
Yeah.
Just like, I have big creatures. Let's put these on the board.
But you're not really pushing damage either.
No.
Like you're sort of like stalemating the board.
Warrior has a lot of tools here.
Yeah, you're pretty happy if this ghoul gets frozen, I think.
Yeah, I would
Just,
agree.
like, send it into Leoc.
So what if it was snake trap? That would be terrible.
Yeah.
No AoE.
Yeah, but you can also battle rage
Yep.
for one of your whirlwinds. So, I mean, you could always just play the Armorsmith first if you know that's going to happen, right? Like if you know you're sending your ghoul in.
Yep. I do kind of like playing the Armorsmith first.
No, I think this indicates that he wants to play off the battle rage.
So I guess, okay, if the Armorsmith was played, he couldn't replay the Ghoul if it got frozen. And if it was frozen, he could have like attacked the 3/3 and then Ghouled to clear.
Yeah, which would have been a really sweet clear. And he's playing the Armorsmith anyway. Do you clear the board here?
I don't know, it kills your Ghoul. Could
And
potentially kill your taunt,
It might kill your Brave too.
which is huge.
And all right.
Oh, dang.
You definitely high main here, right? I guess if Vessel Wolf freezing trap is
the 5/1 just immediately kills it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It all looks kind of bad. Like the Infested Wolf is. You're playing a 3/3 on turn 6. Like it's not. It doesn't feel great.
If he had some way to do 1 damage, and then he Kodos, that would have been sweet, right? But, yeah.
Yeah. The Kodo's really good in this meta.
It is like one of those things where he's actually just setting the high main up to get N'Zoth later. Right?
Yeah.
Look at it right now. The Hunter looks pretty dead. But if that N'Zoth hits the board, like, this is a Temple Warrior. He has no brawls. He has nothing to swing it back. So unless he could just kill the Hunter right then, the game would actually end for the Warrior.
And N'Zoth gives you a board twice, right? It gives you the front end of all the minions and then the
And
back
the
end
death
of all the
rattles, yeah.
minions.
I mean, anything you can do to engage them on the board at that point is huge. Double armor smith. No early kill coming this game. Underbite's playing very safe.
Yeah, if you're Soudermad, you're really happy with the N'Zoth in now. Like, it actually gives you a win condition. And another one. Is this Kodo? Is this Kodo time? You're pretty happy if it hits the armor smith?
Yeah. But then, do you even care? He has so much health.
Yeah, you don't, right? Like,
he's at 35.
Yeah, you're not going to win off like 1 or 2 points of damage. You're going to win by dominating the board and just going face with a ton of minions. High main is always good, and this time it doesn't look like a high main is going to instantly die.
I do kind of like the high main here. It's hard to pass it up. You drew Call the Wild next turn.
Yeah.
That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
You have all those little death rattle guys.
Yeah, and Underbite's hand isn't really suited to dealing with high main either.
Ooh, nice snipe.
And do you freezing trap? It feels so bad. Like,
yeah,
that 2/2 gets frozen.
It's a 1-mana 2/2 as well.
Is it actually?
Yeah, so it's like the cheapest it could be.
Even the monkey, like a 5-mana 3/4 is not, it's not like super punishing or anything.
I tend to think of like, I don't know, 2-mana cards are normally pretty bad. Like if you get a Flame Juggler frozen, 4-mana Flame Juggler feels really awful.
Yeah, but that monkey's like slightly overstated, right? So.
Yeah. Well, and we have Psychotron, which is just Fierce Monkey with Divine Shield for 5 mana.
Yeah. I think I saw when Psychotron played last game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Last match? Yeah.
By Fire Be Purged, the Kodo does live, which is really nice.
So, what are you going to do here? That Ragnaros laughs in the face of the freezing trap.
Oh, the bear trap.
Oh, sorry, the bear trap, sorry. Right.
I guess you just play the wolf in the grub. And you hope you draw Call the Wild or N'Zoth.
Yeah. I think I do kind of like playing the 2 minions better. There's only, like, if Rag hits you once more in the face, that Grom is lethal. So I think you do really want to give Grom as many targets as you can.
Warrior has a lot of choices. It's not an easy board to remove, but he's got, like, Execute, he's got bigger creatures.
I mean, you're setting yourself up for a nice 50-50. Like, you either set up Grom lethal or kill Hyman.
All right. Well, but the bear trap will stop it, I guess.
Yeah.
This looks really grim for the Hunter. Unleash to dodge the Sylvanas steal. You're still, like, tanking Ragnaros hits each turn.
Well, if you do Unleash Infested Wolf, I don't think you're super scared of Rag.
No.
I guess that's one of the advantages, right? You can just go wide and sort of ignore it.
If you leave Sylvanas in play, he's dead.
Yeah. Wow, he was really scared of the Rag. So is this going to be it?
Yeah, but looks of it. Triggers the bear trap, and then can kill it with an attack and hit with Grom.
Yep, that Slam Grom is just going to end it.
I mean, I think the Hunter played pretty well. Just
yeah.
Didn't really get his bigger cards and kind of ran out of steam at the end there.
Yeah, it feels like these kinds of decks are pretty reliant on Call of the Wild, right? Like you really need it to bring you back after playing all those mediocre minions.
Well, yeah, I mean, Call of the Wild last turn would have been huge. You could have, like, had a taunt in the way. You could have prevented Ragnaros from attacking, so you probably go all face.
Yeah, Call of the Wild, like, naturally counters Rag, right? Sort of.
So, it's my understanding that they were only playing best of 5s, and I believe Underbite is then the winner of the entire tournament.
Wow.
Take the series 3-1.
Underbite.
Getting his revenge on Soudermad, who had defeated him in the Swiss bracket. Congratulations on Underbite, netting himself $1,500, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, that for sure. $3,000 prize pool.
Cool. So we will probably have him over here to do a quick interview.
Let's see if he can actually talk after playing Hearthstone straight for 2 days.
Yeah. It's surprisingly difficult when you have to get up on stage after and they're like asking you these questions and you just, I won. I don't need to answer anything.
I played cards.
I won. Just let me go and take a drink
All
now.
right, okay, come here, man.
What's up? You can sit and put the headset on.
Here.
Can you give them the seat and then they can see it? We'll just have a little talk. That was Will that was casting with me, by the way, guys. So here is your trophy, your good game gone. Yeah, congratulations.
Wow. Awesome. It's a piece of wood, but that's great.
And of course the check comes later.
Of course, yeah.
So how are you feeling about that?
Well, I don't know what to say. This is my first Hearthstone tournament.
Was it? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I mean, you did really well. You played perfectly in those games. Like, your lineup was strong.
Yeah, I've thought about it for a while, and I thought this was pretty good. And I'm just really, I'm speechless, man.
Oh yeah, I know. It feels good to win, right? And be like, yeah, to get that. I know how it feels. Good stuff, man. I mean, anything you want to say about your lineup, maybe, or the opponents you fought that you felt was unique, maybe?
Actually, my final opponent, he actually beat me on day one. He sent me to losers, and so I actually didn't have a lot of confidence going into this, but I guess I pulled it out in the end.
Yeah.
And generally, I felt the I took a look at a lot of the stats, and I felt my lineup was pretty good against all of them, and I just had to ban the one thing that's.
I will mention that he banned your priest, and we were curious what type of priest it was that he was scared of.
Actually, that was it's a dragon priest, but I made it super greedy.
Right.
It had like double Deathwing, double Entomb, and
Cool.
I love that deck. That's one deck that I actually thought it was really fun to play.
Yeah, I'm sad we didn't get to see that on screen, but
and I don't know why people are so afraid of the priest. It got banned so many times during the tournament.
yeah. Well, I mean, it worked out well for you, right?
Yeah.
So,
It's too bad I didn't get to play it.
any other words that you want to share with the stream about your victory, or?
I just want to shout out to my friends and coworkers. They really supported me.
Nice.
And in fact, the tablet I brought is actually borrowed from work. So
yeah.
actually, my company is called Game Hive. We make mobile games, so feel free to check us out.
Cool.
Yeah, just a little sell it there.
No, of course. And so congratulations on your win. I think that pretty much wraps it up for us today.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys will get to see Crip later. He'll be streaming when he's back home as well. So cheers to you all, and enjoy the rest of your evening, and congratulations once again on the win.
Thank you, Hotform.
No problem. Oh, easy day, eh?